Hey guys, Kurt from Time Machine Transport. So, listening to YouTube, of course, and so I was looking up some information because I remember I don't know, a while back I did a video on how Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu of Israel is he's under investigation. And I did a video a while back saying that we will not have an election in America. And the reason being is, if you follow Israel and everything that's happening right now with the Gaza stuff and Iran and all this other stuff, if you think about it, actually you don't even have to think about it, just look it up. So, Benjamin Netanyahu has been, I don't know if it's Netanyahu or Netanyahu, has been the prime minister of Israel a long time. I want to say he's been in politics for like 20-some, almost 30 years, I think, or something like that. But I know he is the longest standing prime minister in Israel, in Israelis history. I want to say 15-ish years, maybe 16-ish years, something like that. Don't quote me on it. You have to look it up. But I believe it's around that time. Well, he has been on trial. He's been indicted for fraud, bribery, and I think mistrust or deception. I think it's mistrust of the Israeli people. So I know the Israeli people have wanted him gone for a while, and they are protesting. So they had to pause the trial for Netanyahu because of all the war stuff happening right now. And that, if you follow Israel, you will see we in America are going to follow the exact same agenda or narrative. Because if you are in a war situation, your supreme leader, your president, your prime minister, they halt everything because that's your current leader. And I truly believe that's exactly what's going to happen here in America. So if you back up and you think that the last election was rigged, right? And this and that, and I mean, there's both sides of the aisle on that one. I truly believe it was rigged. I don't believe in Trump, but I think he's the lesser of the evils. I think he is part of the plan, personally. I know it's crazy, right? Kurt, you're a crazy person. Sometimes I feel crazy, unfortunately. So follow Israel because I think it was either last Monday or this coming up Monday, or I want to say that the trial on Netanyahu is resumed. However, that ceasefire between Hamas and Hezbollah and Israel, they called for a ceasefire. Well, Netanyahu, because the people want him gone. He's a warmonger. There's some really hard allegations towards him with the fraud, the bribery, or the corruption, basically, and the mistrust. So he doesn't want that ceasefire. He does not. I would assume he doesn't want it, right? I mean, I'm just speculating, but I would assume that if you're in power, if you're the longest standing because Israel has a president and a prime minister. I think the president is like Herzog or Zers, whatever. Irrelevant. So Netanyahu, being that he's been so powerful for all these years, you think he wants to relinquish that? Absolutely not. And if you think that the 2020 election was rigged, what would stop them from doing it again, right? And if you look back, ever since this current administration has been in power, it's been nothing but wars, inflation, lies, deceit, all kinds of stuff, right? And it started like right away into this administration's stand of duty or call of duty, whatever. Reign, we'll just say reign, obey. So their reign of terror. And if you, like I said, if you think that the last one was rigged, this one could be the, and like I said on my last video about we will not have an election if they can't have Trump reelected. They just can't. So like I said in my last video, they're planning on either one, Trump gets elected, which I don't think we're going to have an election. And I hope I'm wrong. So if you look at it, if Trump gets elected, everything goes peaceful according to the script. Like I believe this is all scripted, which we will not have an election. And the reason why we won't have an election is because we're going to be so far knee deep, neck deep into wars, being an ally to wars, whatever the case is, that they're going to pull the plug on the election and they're going to say, no, we can't have an election until this war or whatever the situation is over. So Netanyahu, follow Israel. Netanyahu doesn't want the ceasefire. I mean, that's a gimme. They're basically he'll just stay in power until the end of the war, which won't happen. And then the same thing's going to happen here in America. We're going to go to war, or we're going to be so neck deep in it that they're going to say, no, now's not the time to have an election, or something's going to happen here on American soil that's going to be the next 9/11 or whatever the case is. Because like I said in my video a while back, Israel kept talking about how October 7th was their 9/11. So it's kind of interesting how they're saying that was their 9/11, which it was. That was horrible. But I truly believe if you follow Israel and follow Netanyahu trial, which they basically said, yeah, you're indicted, you're going on trial, whatever the case is. And then when the war broke out, then they said, well, we're going to put everything on hold. So you're still a corrupt prime minister, a fraudulent. Basically, the people don't trust you. They want you out, and they're going to say, we know that you're all these things. However, we're neck deep in this thing, so we're going to put this on hold, and then you're going to continue. I don't understand how that's acceptable. So anyways, that's the reason why we will not have an election. Follow Israel, and you will see exactly what I mean. Look it up, and you'll get some information instead of thinking that, oh yeah, we're going to have an election, and we ain't having an election, people. And I hope I'm wrong. Anyways, I'm at the shop. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Ciao.